In the sun-drenched park, Mason and Claire stroll hand in hand, their laughter echoing through the trees. Sunlight dapples through the leaves, casting a golden glow on their carefree faces. They appear the perfect couple, radiating joy and youthful exuberance. A passerby catches their eye, a wistful smile gracing his lips as he witnesses their happiness. Their intertwined hands swing gently, a symbol of their deep connection. Claire, bathed in the cold light of her phone, is on the couch, a frown deepening as she scrolls through Instagram. A snapshot of Mason, laughing freely in a crowded bar, pierces through her calm, igniting a spark of unease. Her fingers fly across the screen, a terse question fired into the digital void. "Who are you with?" Mason's casual reply echoes in the silence. "Just the guys." "Why?" Claire retorts. "No reason." But the doubt lingers. Mason, lost in the digital world, furiously works the controller as his thumbs blur across the buttons. His phone vibrates insistently on the coffee table, an unwelcome intrusion into his game. Annoyance flickers across Mason's face as he briefly glances at the persistent buzzing. With a sigh of resignation, he silences the phone, turning it face down. Liam watches him closely, a knowing smirk playing on his lips. "Trouble in paradise?" Mason shrugs, trying to dismiss the interruption. "She just gets worried," he explains. Candlelight flickers across the table, casting long shadows that dance with the unspoken tension between Mason and Claire. Claire's eyes narrow, her voice tight as she confronts him. "You have been ignoring my texts all day." Mason shifts uncomfortably, waving off her concern. "I was just having fun with my friends, Claire. It's not a big deal." "Not a big deal? I've been trying to reach you for hours." Claire retorts, her frustration bubbling to the surface. Mason's gaze darts around the restaurant. "Can we not do this here?" Unspoken words fill Claire's apartment. The hum of the refrigerator amplifies the heavy silence. Claire stands hunched over the kitchen counter, silent tears tracing paths down her cheeks. Mason sits motionless on the couch, his gaze lost in the static of the television screen. His eyes are distant, reflecting a storm of thoughts far removed from the flickering images. A sob escapes Claire's lips, breaking the silence. Why does it always end like this? Sunlight floods Mason's bedroom, illuminating the tangled sheets where Mason and Claire lie. The shrill ring of Mason's phone shatters the morning calm, an unknown number flashing on the screen. Claire watches him intently as he rejects the call, suspicion clouding her gaze. A heavy silence descends. Claire's voice cuts through it. "Who was that?" "Wrong number," Mason replies. But Claire's disbelieving stare tells another story. The coffee shop buzzes with activity, the rich aroma of roasted beans filling the air. Claire gestures emphatically, her brow furrowed as she speaks. A half-empty mug sits before her. "I don't know, it's just... everything with Mason feels like a constant battle," Claire confesses, her voice tinged with frustration. Sarah listens intently, her expression a mix of concern and empathy, a silent question hanging in the air. "It sounds exhausting. Are you happy?" Sarah asks, her gaze searching. Claire's voice cracks as she admits, "I don't know anymore." The bar is dimly lit, smoke swirling in the air as Mason chats with an attractive woman, their laughter echoing. Claire enters, her eyes quickly finding Mason across the crowded room. A shadow falls over Claire's face as she watches Mason, her expression hardening. Determination sets in as Claire strides purposefully towards Mason and the woman. Claire confronts Mason, her voice sharp. "Who is this?" Mason's face pales as he stammers. "Claire, it's not what you think." Dim light casts long shadows as Mason and Claire face off, their rising voices echoing in the tense apartment. Mason's wild gestures and flushed face contrast with Claire's rigid stance, her arms crossed tight. A half-eaten dinner sits abandoned, a stark symbol of their unraveling evening. Claire's voice cracks as she declares, "I can't do this anymore." The air thickens with unspoken words. In the dim solitude of his apartment, Mason sits amid scattered photos, the room barely lit. His fingers gently trace the smiling faces in the old photos, ghosts of joyous times with Claire. A faint, bittersweet smile touches Mason's lips as he revisits happier memories. The weight of unspoken questions hangs heavy in the air around him. A profound sadness settles in his eyes as he stares at the photographs. "What happened to us?" Mason whispers, his voice barely audible in the quiet room. Sunlight fills Claire's apartment, yet shadows darken her face as she stares intently at Mason's phone. An old message glows mockingly, a simple "hello" that ignites a storm of suspicion in Claire's heart. The casual greeting from an ex-girlfriend feels like a sharp betrayal, piercing the fragile trust. Claire's eyes narrow as the weight of unspoken fears settles over her, poisoning the sunlit room. Her hands clench into fists, a silent scream building within as the seed of doubt takes root in her mind. Tension suffocates the small apartment as Claire clutches her phone, her stance rigid with fury. Mason's nervous movements are met with Claire's sharp flinch, the air thick with unspoken accusations. "So, care to explain this?" Claire's voice cuts through the silence, a dangerous edge in her tone. "I can explain, just let me," Mason pleads, but Claire explodes. "No, I'm done listening to your lies." "Then what is it, Mason? Tell me, I dare you," she challenges, her voice a furious roar. Claire and Mason sit apart, their shoulders slumped in defeat. The morning light reveals the toll of a sleepless night. Dark circles paint shadows under their eyes, mirroring the heavy silence that fills Claire's apartment. Ragged breaths break the stillness, each exhale a testament to their shared exhaustion and despair. The air hangs thick with unspoken words, their weight pressing down on the weary figures on the couch. A palpable sense of sorrow permeates the room, clinging to the dust motes dancing in the faint sunlight. Morning light fills Mason's apartment, illuminating the silent aftermath of a sleepless night. Mason's face is etched with regret as he looks at Claire. Claire's red, swollen eyes reflect the pain of unspoken words. Mason breaks the silence with a heavy heart. "We're not good together anymore." Claire's voice cracks as she recalls better days. "We used to make each other happy. Now we're just trying not to fall apart," she whispers, the weight of their failing love palpable. Claire walks away, suitcase in hand, the weight of her decision evident in every step. She pauses, her silhouette framed against the building, a silent farewell hanging in the air. A flicker of complex emotions plays across her face. Relief washes over her, yet a pang of sadness lingers, a bittersweet symphony of feelings. With newfound resolve, she turns away from the past, embracing the uncertain future. Claire strides down the street, each footstep echoing with the promise of a fresh start. In the vibrant park, Mason sits quietly on a bench, his gaze drawn to the joyful chaos of children's games. A faint smile graces his lips, a subtle flicker of warmth against the backdrop of his contemplative demeanor. His eyes reflect a glimmer of hope, a silent wish taking root in the fertile ground of his heart. The laughter of children echoes around him, a symphony of innocence that tugs gently at his soul. Lost in thought, he whispers, "Maybe someday." The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows that dance around him as life unfolds.